My name is Siobhan Botsford, and I am the director of Babyluv, which is our pregnancy crisis center here on the west side. Babyluv was started and founded about 30 years ago with help from St. Peter's, which is our partner church right across the street, and a wonderful lady named Eloise and Miss Ernestine Jones. Those two ladies founded this about 30 years ago. It was actually called the Lord's Store at one point, which both encompassed the food pantry, so anything that was donated to go out, as well as clothing, not only for children but for adults. And then over these past 30 years it has evolved. We became an actual 501(c)(3) nonprofit, and then expanded through a huge food pantry, a medical dental building. So now there are 3 separate entities, all founding on that one message: to clothe the needy and serve the underprivileged in the community. Over time, the need was clear. It just presented itself, and also with help from the community, because it's just fantastic. Essentially, this building thrives on donations from the community. So if the community isn't dropping it off, we don't have it to offer. And we certainly noticed that we were getting all of these things in. So that on that note, we expanded. So at first, it was only up to 2 years old. So you could only come in here and find items for your small infant up to a certain age. And if you had a 2-year-old that wore size 4T, you were not able to even find anything here. But as we grew and the donations grew, and luckily with help from services like yourselves, we were able to expand that, and now we actually offer up to size 18. So we can encompass the full need of a family unit's clothing need, rather than just that small tiny infant, and help the ladies all the way up until the child is ready for high school or off to college sometimes. We work on the honor system as far as need is concerned. We are hoping that you're honest with us. The only thing that we require is that you are the actual parent or legal guardian, so we can ensure that it is only one person per household that is actually collecting, and we don't worry about people double dipping, because there is only so much we can hand out. Diapers certainly are our bread and butter. That is the biggest need for families. Only second, and it's a very, very close second, is to clothing. If you can't afford to diaper your baby, chances are you can't afford to get them clothes as well, as they are constantly growing through things. So those are neck and neck. After that is formula. Of course, wipes is hand in hand with diapers. We also provide shoes, toys, books. We have families that come here long after their children are out of diapers to take advantage of the household products, the clothing, and the toys for those children, because it is such a helpful thing for their budget monthly. Just to come here and grab a couple of nice toys to hand to your child, it makes their whole day. It's a beautiful thing. They may come once a month. It doesn't matter what day of the month it is, as long as it's just once a month. Now, when we have clients who are in their last month or last month of their pregnancy, we do offer that extension. So if they have the baby and they realize that they don't have this or that, or they get out of the hospital and they don't have the diapers that they need, like say the baby was born a preemie and they need a whole different range of things that they never thought of, they're welcome to come back a second time in that month, so we can assist with that. So clients can come in and pick out their own items, which is huge for them, because it really makes a difference. And then seeing all the cute stuff is just puts a smile on everyone's faces. And thanks to you guys, in large part, we're able to offer so much more to our actual mothers. Previously, we didn't have anything but maternity clothing, and now we are a whole section dedicated to mothers, to have a couple new pieces for them as well. And so it is just a beautiful thing to watch them pick out those pieces, get delighted. They just go check out. We make sure they have the required number of pieces with a little buffer, because we're not trying to really be nitpicky, and then they just go on their way. So clients right now may get 10 to 12 pieces of 24 months and younger, and that is just specific clothings. So on top of those 10 to 12 pieces for infants, they also get 2 to 3 accessories of each kind of accessory. So we have bibs, we have blankets, we have infant toys. For your small child, of course, there's a whole range of other things that you need more than for your 5-year-old, for example. But if you have, let's say, older children, because we don't get as many older kids' clothing, that drops down to 5 or 6 pieces per month per child. They also get 1 pair of shoes. We also offer things like linen, so blankets, pillows, things of that nature for your older child, as well as, of course, the infant. We have lots of receiving blankets. So before the client leaves, they are able to fill up a good sized box with all of the different needs they may require for their household. So I took over here about 4 years ago now. I'm working on my 5th year right now. And at the time, you guys had Dave Tuttle. He was the supervisor of the clothing there, and he was an awesome dude. So we had a liaison between you two. You guys were just starting out, I think, and was just starting to get into your storage unit. You guys had a whole bunch and you were looking for places to give, and we just happened to be one of those wonderful recipients. So that is how we kind of started our relationship, and that was a little bit before I got here. And then I think Dave retired, then there was Tim, and then we're still kind of finalizing what you guys were able to give us. And then by the time Neil came along, we were just so lucky because we just got so much from you guys, which was a huge difference. Once I think you guys got a few more contracts as well, and that really was just a blessing for us because you started giving us a whole bunch more. So since then, we have just had a wonderful monthly relationship. The clothing that I cannot use, like men's clothing, for example, we always donate to you, and then you guys donate us all of the children's clothing that we use monthly. So it's been just a beautiful reciprocation every month that we need. We don't just enjoy it, we actually need this too. So it's been wonderful. So we come to pick up once a month. We need deliveries bad. Right now it's just me and Mr. Charles. Delivery would be amazing. And honestly, I'm running out right now. I had no older kids clothes to offer today because by the time that I see you guys monthly, I'm out. You know, as you guys know, you've been running through things as well. So delivery would be amazing actually. But right now we are on a once a month pickup drop off basis where I drop off and pick up simultaneously. We would welcome deliveries so much. Currently, the only reason why we are coming once a month is that is the only time that we can do that, as well as manage the entire process that we're doing here. So if we could get that more, if we could get anything more, I would love that. We are consistently running out of clothing until we can see each other monthly. So it is very much needed for us to have. If you guys have like an extra order that comes in and there's so much, and instead of putting it in a storage unit, you're more than welcome to drop it off here because I will go through it. Again, we serve over 500 children every single month that are relying on these clothes, especially now that we are starting school again. I mean, we really have had an influx and a need for more clothing. If you ever see a story on the news where a mother or father was shot in the middle of the night, the house burned down, and those children are now going to auntie or uncle, that auntie or uncle is coming to me within the next week. That is basically how it always happens. So any horrible tragedy that happens in this town where a child is now going to stay with someone and that child has nothing, they wind up coming to me. So we get cases like this on a weekly basis. Just on Monday we had someone whose home had burnt down. So in those times, what we try to do here as an organization, especially with always grace in mind, is to give out extra if we can. If I have it, it's going. If they need more blankets than what I normally would give a client because their home had burnt down, of course, we're going to give out as much as we can. Generally, each month, Neil updates his Excel spreadsheet with all of the items that are available, and I will send him an email stating what we could use for that month, which usually winds up to be between 15 and 20 boxes each month from you guys, as well as a lot of extra wonderful things that aren't even on there, such as kids toys, large equipment that you guys have been getting, which has been such a blessing through your other partners, is coming to us. A couple of large items that we have out right now actually we got from you last time we picked up, so that has been just a huge blessing for us. Having Presbyterian Social Ministries already sort through the donations that they're given to us, as well as everything being completely sized and mapped out for me, makes this process so much easier. We have a skeleton crew of volunteers, so I am not able to go through all. If we just got a big box full of unsorted clothing, honestly, it would be so much more time on my part to accomplish getting that to the client in need. So for y'all to take care of that is a huge burden off of my shoulders. It helps me to be more efficient. It helps our client to get what they need, because again, clients can come once a month, so if it's not out there, they can't get it. If I have it next week, they can't get it. If it's not there in that moment, they don't receive it. So it is extremely important. It helps me be thorough and efficient, and I absolutely love how organized you guys are, quite honestly. We use an Oasis Insight system. We just went digital to actually keep track of not only what is going out, but whom is coming monthly, and keep track of all of our clients. So now everything is digital and secure, which helps a lot, keeping our clients' information more personal, as well as just in general to serve them quicker and faster. It also provides reports for us to show us precisely what we are doing each month, how many hours, how many pieces of clothing, and so forth. So that Oasis Insight system has been quite the insight, actually. But it allows us also to make notes. So for example, earlier today we had a lady that has already come this month. And again, clients are only supposed to come once monthly. But what we like to institute here is a policy solely based around grace. So if I have a mother that comes and says, I know I was here earlier, I'm out of diapers, or I really need clothing, then my policy is to show grace at least once to twice a year. We try to kind of space it out, so we'll notate the account, and Oasis allows us to notate and say, okay, Mrs. So-and-so also received diapers again this month. So that way we know, we can do that here and there for our clients when we have the availability to do so. We receive so much, and it has been a huge blessing, I would say, in articles of clothing, because typically from Presbyterian we will receive about 20 boxes at least, and sometimes more depending on what y'all actually have in stock. And as far as articles of clothing monthly, I would say it's at least 50,000 and upwards of individual pieces that you supply us with, if not more, including the masks, the shoes, the toys, and pillows and blankets. It is quite a lot. It is really, we very much rely on this resource. You guys are a huge source for us. Initially, when I first started coming to you guys, I actually drive a 15-passenger van that used to be my husband's old tour band van. So we had kids, and now it is actually pickup for the charity van. So that's what I first utilized, and because of that capacity, even though it is a huge van, I was only able to fit less than 20 boxes in there. But now we have a truck for the food pantry, and we're able to utilize that truck, which is a beautiful refrigerated truck, and we can go around and come to you guys with that. And that is also simultaneously how we were able to receive more from you. Neil was ready to give me more, but I could not fit only so much in my van, and now we have this truck and have the capacity to take the larger items and all those other different things that would not fit before. So since it's just myself doing this with Mr. Charles, we can only do that once monthly. I would love to come to you guys like once a week or once every 2 weeks, if a product allowed. However, there's no, even if you guys wanted to give me stuff, I couldn't make it there more than once a month. As far as storage goes, we don't necessarily struggle, only because our influx of clients is so great. I run out of clothing before I have a need to store it, quite honestly. Now, when I first get a distribution from y'all, I will be packed. But within a week, I'm going through, and we're able to make headway and a path through all of the boxes that we're able to receive from y'all. But within 2 weeks, 3 weeks time, I am through all of my children's clothing. So before I have a chance to even store anything, it is out the door and on a child, which is a fantastic problem to have. Presbyterian Social Ministries provides at least half of all the clothing that you're going to see at any given time on our floor. We rely heavily on y'all, but just as much we rely heavily on the community to donate. In fact, that's one of the most beautiful things about my position here, is I actually get to see the serendipity in real life going, in real time, happening before my eyes. Someone will drop off something that another client was right there and needed so desperately, whether it be a crib or a jacket for their child that happens to be that size, and so forth. So this community in a way serves itself through us, but that is only half of what we're able to do. Without Presbyterian, we would not be able to cover that other half. So there would be a huge void left if we no longer were able to come to you guys monthly. If our relationship did not exist, we would only be at half capacity. We would only be able to serve half the amount of people that we are reaching right now. We would not be able to give as freely as we do at this moment. Our mothers would not be taken care of as much as they are right now, especially your relationship through Venus. That is such a beautiful thing for us. I really love seeing all the mothers getting like a brand new beautiful dress that they would not otherwise be able to afford. So not only are they coming here for their child, but they get to kind of escape for themselves as well. And that's something special. And I think that is a huge part of why everyone leaves here so happy. So with Venus, we have noticed that they have just have, first of all, gorgeous clothing. I love all their stuff. And it's just something that is so, you know, trendy and popular, and it's, you know, it's not something you're going to find, you know, at Walmart. So a woman really gets to put on a new bathing suit or a brand new couture dress and feel gorgeous. You know, it's not just about that new dress, it's about the feeling that you get when you get to wear it. And that's not something that, you know, they're going to be able to afford normally. So this is a huge help for these women, just the self-confidence to boost, as well as just the regular happiness of having something nice like that. In every instance, if you are thinking about donating to Presbyterian Social Ministries, please do. It is literally sometimes the lifeblood of organizations such as ourselves that are able to actually hand these items to the people that need them. Without the donations to support the providers supporting Presbyterian Social Ministries, there is none of this interaction. There's this beautiful, cyclical, wonderful thing happening, and all parts need to do their part, otherwise it won't happen. There'll be a breakdown, and inevitably the client is the one who suffers. The mother, the single mom with children, is the one who suffers. So please, at all times, donate. The most beautiful thing here really is to watch that serendipity happen in real time. To get the crib off of the truck that was donated to Babyluv, and then as we're literally pulling it off the truck, a mother comes up and says, I need this, I'm about to give birth this month, and otherwise did not have the ability to put her baby down safely at nighttime. And to see the elation and just the relief on their face when they know that they are able to get those items for their child that otherwise they would not have, it is just a beautiful moment. Cribs are huge and that provide that, but also clothing. The brand new clothing that we receive from you guys for the babies is just, there's just something about it to see that relief and happiness on someone's face. So every moment that happens is a beautiful one for me, and is honestly why I'm here. I love seeing that. Apart from growing up in a shelter in my life, and just knowing what that feels like to be given something that you were not able to get is just always wonderful, and I love being a part of that. One of the most beautiful things also about being here is because we get to see our clients monthly, and they're constantly here monthly, we have a rapport. We get to have a relationship with these ladies. We also provide free pregnancy testing. So there's many instances where we've told one of our clients that you are pregnant. We get to watch her belly grow. We get to see the baby when it's born, and then watch that baby grow likewise as well. I mean, it is just such a wonderful relationship we have, and we're able to do that even throughout the pandemic. I mean, and mostly throughout the pandemic too. We had a lot more clients come in, a lot more stories, a lot more families that needed that help that we got to know on a personal level and provide, or if they really needed something, we could find a way to make that happen in the community. So it's just we have a good relationship with our clients because we can see them and have those face-to-face interactions and personal communications. So one of the things that we operate here as is we try to look at ourselves as a safe space for women. So we also want to keep in mind that some of our clients may be suffering, and with that we do offer pastoral care. We have our wonderful chaplain Araceli, who will do counseling with grace in mind, but also we are looking for signs of abuse. Recently we did have our first bout with sex trafficking, which was horribly sad, and but it gave us an opportunity to expand with the community, and we invited a group called Her Song, who is the only one here in Jacksonville who helps with sex trafficking. They've come and gave us information how to spot signs. We were able to help that particular client so she can move on with her life by connecting her with Her Song. And then now likewise, we have more an ability to look for the signs of someone who may be sex trafficked or in general being abused by their partner. So these are things that we are constantly thinking about when it involves our clients. We're not just come in, grab your diapers and go. This is a safe space for women. We want everyone to be safe here and feel as though if they need something that is more on a mental, emotional, or spiritual level, that they can ask for it. And that each December, for the entire month of December, we give out a brand new toy to a client, to a child. So as long as they have those children on their paperwork that they fill it out at the beginning, each child will go home with a brand new nice toy, not something from the Dollar Tree, but a nice toy. Last year we gave out over 600 toys to individual children through donations from the city, donations that just come in, and this is an initiative we started just this will be our third year in a couple of months that we're about to do our third Christmas.